Okay. Hi, everyone. So, first of all, again, happy Friendships Day. However, I feel every day is a day to be celebrated in whatsoever manner. And do cherish true friends. Not everybody would be in that zone. And you just need to have one, let me tell you. That one person with whom you can just be, I won't say 100%, honest. At least whosoever you are, I would rather say 65% is also good enough because 100% honesty never works. I mean, being honest is good, but 100% honesty, you won't be able to, define the boundaries or the periphery for that matter. Anyhow, I don't want to give any lectures right now. I wanted to touch base upon the SDG goals, the Sustainable Development Goals. As you know, we are aggressively working on it. And I wanted to walk you through some of the books I was reviewing per se. I review it from the standpoint view of coding because the kind of work I do in all capacities, obviously uh, one path is the intellectual property path, which I have been doing from the longest time. And today I was just remembering one of the first industrial design case. Probably I was thinking whether I can put it online or not. Uh, I'll look into it because maybe I have that mail. It's been almost 20 years because I don't know the contract we signed between the parties because it was outsourced through a law firm. And in those days, we received $500 for conducting the industrial design search. It was for a confetti design, which was good. I mean, the work was good. Uh, Now in the morning, I don't know how many people just reviewed this. So this is the white egg I made. It's an SGD gold kind of work. So what had happened is because of so much weather conditions change, particularly I'm stationed right now in New Delhi. So because of that, this part had melted. So what I did was I took gum, maybe Fevicol, or I don't think it was Fevicol. It was just some simple gum which was just available in my near vicinity, and then I had pasted some kind of paper, and then after it got dried, I painted it with acrylic paint. So right now I'm painting anything and everything which is just coming my way. So I'm in that painting zone right now. So I'm painting the walls. I'm doing so much stuff from the SGD point of view to show what SGD goal is all about. So the point is, rather than I mean, it opens from here. Yeah. So this is supposed to be this. So this is the white egg, and this is nothing but AirPods. Okay. So this was one example. Now for this, I don't know, people, send these kind of applications to the kid and they want that, United Nations, other parties should give them some kind of certification. They're just like hilarious. Okay, next thing which I really want to focus on is the SGD code. We have been talking about the plastic pollution. At the same point of time, the empty cans can be reused, but the way in India everything is orchestrated, it is still at step number one. Neither the collection is being done, neither segregation is being done. Even if these startups are talking about, oh, why don't we launch an app, we make it online, this and that, blah blah blah, that opportunity is lost. Stating the fact, um, it is what it is. After I did my primary, secondary, and tertiary research, it cannot happen. Now, the point here is the product is good. Let's talk about the product. It is Pristine Joy and manufactured by Aroma de France. Basically, this is being done in Gujarat, and the labeling says the labeling is very small. It's not legible. Flammable, blah blah blah, paraffin free, blah blah blah, non-CVS, da da da, vegan, blah blah blah. Now the recycling part. Let's talk about this. Now this is available very easily in Shopper Stop. Now what Shopper Stop needs to do is, rather than going here and there, it has to be initiative of the brands themselves. Now, say for example, a person who's not, I'm not going to visit Shopper Stop every day because I have 10,000 or I have a zillion things to do or trillion things to do at any given point of time, the kind of work we do. So the point here is they should sensitize their customers, because the customers there are not, below the belt customers. The customers are the people who at least are spending a reasonable amount when they go to Shopper Stop, kind of a, you know, I would say paradise, because Shopper Stop itself is a old brand in India and it's kind of a paradise. I like their way of, the people, the staff, everything. They're trying to mitigate whatever has happened and come up with new novel ideas to retain the customer. So what they need to do is, say for example, even if they're, they have the apps also. So what is important here is the recycling part. So if, say for example, I collect 6 of it or 10 of it or whatever the number is, even one number, the point is the next time you go, you deposit it in the Shopper Stop and they give you points and they can recycle it at their end. So the point here is, when I talk about POS generally stands for point of sale. But what we need to do is, it has to be, POS has to be POC, and here POC is point of consumption. So Shopper Stop themselves has to consume it. You cannot say, okay, why don't I give this thing to my kiddo and that person can start a, venture, take money from government, take money from investors. This is not going to solve the problem, because this brand is big enough. And I think the sale, I won't say the sale is very high right now, but whatever the sale is, I've been a customer of Shopper Stop for, I don't know, maybe 2 decades now. But for the longest time, I have been, being part of Shopper Stop in different capacities. But the recycling part, they have to take care of it. And if they take care of it, it will at least, even if I say point trillion 1% solution is coming by recycling it, they should do it. And they can just recycle it and, have their these brands itself, they can produce something else, because this can be changed into a jewelry, this can be changed into so many things. It's easily done. So it's, there's no, rocket science in consuming this again, and the brands themselves have to do it and tell the customers, please bring the empty bottles and we'll give you 50 points. Or say for example, you give me 3 bottles of this empty bottles, I give you 1 bottle and you give additional fiat currency in INR 50, because I don't know, this was on 50% discount, I don't even remember. So the point here is, the product is good, but the recycling part also has to be seen by the brand. Next, let's go to one of the best. I mean, this has been my best decision in terms of when I was not only solving the SDD goals. This is Lakme. For the longest time, Lakme was a, is not a today's brand. This brand is from our, my mom used to use it. She still uses it. I don't know, because after some age, people don't even do their basic, makeup and all. But what is important is Lakme right now. I mean, there are so many domestic brands in India, but Lakme is standing out like anything. And this is not a paid post; it is my own feedback. Um, if you see right now, also haven't used anything. It's just, I generally use maybe Vico turmeric as my face cream, or Pond's as my face cream. Then I have these Lakme, whatever these gels are. So these are the 3 4 products which I use in, on and off. So because generally my schedule is, I'm ready in the morning, leave my place, I'm back at night, I'm working, people start uh, crunching numbers. But the point is, you can say I'm on a shift of at least 12 hours every day, accounted or unaccounted. There are days when I'm working more than that. So the point I'm trying to make here is, because you have to carry it whole day, Lakme is one product which is good to your skin. They have the skin types also, and it is good. It is, I won't say it's very economical, but it is good enough for a working professional. As compared to this, the other brands, honestly speaking, why do they even exist? They don't even, I mean, how are they even getting the market share? Because it is just the promotion of putting some brands on the table and saying that this person is coming from X college and Y college, and those people give the first round of funding, and that is another topic of discussion on some other basis. This is done. Now the next thing which is important here is I want to talk about, touch base on another thing about the brands. uh, Honestly, this is impromptu. Generally I'd like to have my pointers ready with me, but I was doing something else, but I just thought that I should talk about it because this project I did, I'm doing another project right now. So because for sustainability, I'm developing different scenarios. Okay, the second thing is the investment point of view, because I have been asked who are the investors in the SDG goals, which I have been doing for a long time now. It's almost 8 9 years, blah blah blah, which is official, but unofficially, obviously, it's more than 20 years now. As far the mentorship is concerned from the concerned parties. Now, the point of contention here is I'm very clear in terms of if the investment has to come into Indian bank account, which Indian bank account will it be remitted to? I'm not going to work with any private bank. If I have to, which I will, because I haven't communicated that to the bank manager. But in my head, I have UCO Bank in my head right now. But if what are the conditions and everything, because when the investment is coming in and when it's a huge investment, there are a lot of charges and those things. Honestly speaking, over the years, after burning my hands with ICICI in every capacity, I mean, they are fraudsters of first order. I remember, um, you know, and remittance coming way back. This is somewhere 2009, 2008. The remittance was 2 lakhs INR, that is fiat currency. And within 15 minutes, they do another tranche of inward remittance of the same amount. So they were try to create their own blockchain, and right now also a lot of ICICI people from different parts of the country are trying to connect with me, and they want me to open current account and stuff, which I'm not going to do. I really want to work with government bank, and UCO Bank is one bank, because UCO Bank is the one which I use is in Supreme Court of India. So I mean, just be with the best. I mean, there's nothing above Supreme Court. So it's in their premise right now, and I'm very well connected to the managers and everyone. And I think if they give a good offer in the long term, I would love to have the inward remittance of the work we are doing through the government bank, because it's very easy to say that the current government is not working or the past government was not working. I can say for surety, I, as an individual, never ever thought that, the government is going to support me in any way whatsoever. Because if you give yourself that thought process, oh, the government authorities are not with me, and, they should be providing me funds, I want to do something for the country, that doesn't work in the real world, at least not with me. And this is the truth. I have been living my life, maybe stationed in India, but working globally, doing global stuff. Never ever thought of even taking a penny from the government of India in any way whatsoever, because corruption is ingrained not with these two current government. Corruption is ingrained from the time the independence of so-called India was achieved, in different ways, one way or the other. If you go through the documentation of that part, you will be able to see those clauses and everything, and then you will be able to appreciate that it's never the government, it is the people of the country who take the country forward. So there's no point saying that the economy is dead, or this is dead, or that is dead. Before, scam also happened, so let's not even get into the impact of what happened in the past. So even I'm coming from army background. In those days also, our people used to like in the early 90s, if anything was happening with the government, the army people were the first people to take action, and maybe the civilian schools were ongoing, we used to come back. And in those days, just imagine, there were no mobile phones or anything. I don't know how even we reached home. I knew my path, so I could just walk through. So my the bus stop which I was using at that point of time, that was at least maybe 5 to 7 minutes walk from my place. The point of contention here is, please don't blame the government. If you're good enough, do your work, do it in a way where the government is happy with your work, whether it's the current government or the past government, because at the end of the day, everybody is earning behind the back. It is on the face of it, they will say, this happened, that happened, but what happened in your era, you have to see that also. And especially intellectual property rights, I don't want to comment on the government per se, because it's not the responsibility of the prime minister to look into anything and everything. It's the responsibility of the ministry and the people which are working under the ministry and trying to garner on this intellectual property rights. Why I say so? Because I was invited by Nagpur. So Nagpur is the place where all the trainings happen, and fortunately I met very good examiners, and the knowledge which I collated from that place was that pretty we need patent agents in every state, so that they help the local innovators. So that was the mandate of the public officer at the Indian Patent Office. So I'm not taking any names. Now after I come back to Delhi, I discussed with my that time whatever the team was, which was again orchestrated in terms of they were sent by other law firms just to see the way I work. But they don't understand now that now those people are dead in my life. I mean, once the trust is broken, I mean, from my college, which is Bhaskarjaya College, everybody, they are not trustworthy. They are like, for me, I'm never going to train these people. Then a lot of things happen, because when you're working in intellectual property rights, there's a lot of intel which you need to keep it to yourself, and it's the paramount stuff. So anyhow, my lesson learned is, don't give them training. That's it. Be that simple, that blunt. Whether it's Gen X, Gen Z, I don't care. Let them train themselves. They can go to any of these organizations, pay money, burn your fingers, burn your time. Then you will realize what you have missed in your life. Now let's come back to how you can upgrade yourself just for the month of August. I was in Sri Lanka, and I generally um, deliberately spend 1 month of my life every year in Sri Lanka. Now I'm thinking, maybe from this year onwards, probably I'm going to shift my base from India for real, because now internet is there. You don't have to be in the country to work, so you can be anywhere, and government can bring their laws and regulations. Good people will leave India. That is what is happening. The economy is not dead. Good intellectual people will leave India, and they will work from wherever they want to and build the economy of the digital era. Okay, coming back to the Sri Lanka part. So this is the book I fetched. Um it is from Chimya Mission, and this is, it has Hindi little bit. Hindi is not good. I read the English part, but it is. Okay. It's basically Advedic philosophy, and it talks about Lord Mallikarjuna, cascading in the form of beautiful work of Shiva Nanda Lahiri. So I'll just read one line. Just as Mother Ganga comes down from great heights of the Himalayas, changing her course, color, and contents on and off according to the different landscapes, she passes the I think it should be Ganges. The poetry of Bhagwan Shankara starts from the union of Lord Shiva and Mother Uma Devi. On its way, teaches man about his foolish mind, which goes about corridors of this sensual world, attracted by the dazzling, evanescent fruits like a monkey or an elephant in rut. It repeatedly implores the reader to control his mind and surrender at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Finally, it stresses the importance of getting Lord grace for everything, even controlling one's own mind. So the point of intention here is, people don't understand, and particularly the landscape of India, the education system in India is totally broken. It is broken to the point where I can't even reiterate what has happened and what is happening and what can happen, because Now also people are just trying to, work with a malice intent. And when you work with a malice intent, you cannot achieve anything. The next point I want to discuss, I want to end this discussion with the reading of great comedies of Shakespeare. And the point of contention here is you have to look into uh, page 288. Look into it, and we will continue our discussion from there. Thank you for watching out the video. Have a great week ahead, and wishing you all the best for the month of August.